You're listening to the Fitzy and Whipper podcast.
Let's talk babysitter, says.
Yeah, 13 24 10. What did you catch the babysitter doing? Because I caught up.
Let me guess. Hot tub, Gary, kids, nanny.
Do you remember when you used to tease me about my hot babysitter? Because Gary and I just had a baby, and it was like...
Which is very attractive.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Tommy had a hot one too.
Yes, correct.
I wasn't so devastated when ours moved back to Brazil. That was okay.
Tommy,
Thanks anyway.
your babysitter.
What? Yeah.
Well, I never met her, but you showed me on Instagram.
No,
What?
she
You
was
showed
not
me.
hired for aesthetics. It was purely on babysitting
Louis
skills.
loved the aesthetics, though, didn't he, for a small child?
Yep, he did, says. Thank you so much. Big shout out to Louis in the car this
Yeah,
morning.
morning, Louis.
Morning, Louis.
No, I caught up with a girlfriend on the weekend, and we thought, we'll go to a local cafe, a very busy area in Balmain, and we thought, we'll sit together. She's got a 7-month-old. She was a bit nervous. They don't have a babysitter, so she'd called an agency.
Yep.
Said, hey, can you send someone? As we sat down, she sort of said, I don't know about the woman I've just left the kid with. She seemed nice, but something a little bit amiss. As we're ordering our coffees at 10:30 in the morning, we see the babysitter come up the hill with the pram and just stroll into the pub next door and start downing schooners.
With the woman's kid?
With
your friend's kid?
Yeah. So we're watching, and obviously...
Oh, my God.
Very hard for my girlfriend to concentrate at this point. So I said, why don't you go over and say something? And she said, I don't know if I should. I
you
should
have
probably
to.
just... Well, we didn't. So we sat for about half an hour. This nanny is still having drinks. Baby's in the pram. Look, baby was fine. It's just a little bit awkward.
Did she wheel the baby into the pub?
Yes. And sat there just having drinks.
Oh, my God.
The best part was when she finally caught the eye of my girlfriend, comes out with the baby and said, I was just here to get something takeaway. So I went back in,
For half an hour.
got herself some roadies and left.
So she didn't pick up on the fact that it was the drinking of the alcohol. She said, you're right, I've forgotten something for lunch. I'll take another 6-pack.
She was having a great time. 13, 24, 10. What did you catch the babysitter doing? Because I'm pretty sure that woman is not going to be employed again by my
So
friend.
that is worst case. I thought you were going to tell me you sat down, looked on the phone and realised that she had an OnlyFans account. But this is worse.
No.
This
What's
is
wrong with an OnlyFans?
nothing. But
Side
you kind
hustle.
of... Yeah, you don't want the two mixing, do you? You don't want
No.
babysitter. You don't want them going from an OnlyFans shoot to coming to look after your kids.
And this woman was a bit older, so you sort of thought, okay, I'm dealing with experience here. Just didn't realise that meant experience drinking. But I mean, good on her. She was living her best life on a Saturday.
We had one the other day. Pauline was her name. And the minute she opened the door, I could tell Pauline had done some tough years. I could smell the smoke on her breath. Poor Pauline. If you're listening now, thank you for looking after the kids.
Licking the
kids, Pauline. I just, if it's not your thing, just don't bother doing it. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. And Pauline, the kids were crying all night long, is what Ted told me afterwards. He'd tried to call me 3 times.
Oh, no.
He'd also yelled at her to turn the TV down. Because she was watching some crime. Ted said she was watching some crime show, and I was lying in bed, and all I could hear was people screaming. And then he said she kept going out the back. I could hear the wire doors shut.
She was having a
She was
dart.
having another gasp.
Yeah, good on her.
So here's the TV with someone screaming while she's sucking back a Peter Stuyvesant.
She was stressed. That was the thing. One of our babysitters loves to stroll around with a can of Pepsi Max. She loves it. Absolutely.
The worst is when you're at the park and you see the babysitter and they're just locked onto their phone.
Oh, yeah.
And not even looking. And then they look up, locate the kid. Oh, yeah, far right, 20 metres off, head back down.
I know. I saw a kid break his arm yesterday at the park. He was chatting to me. I felt really bad. I kept saying to him, go faster on your scooter. You can do it. Do a lap. His dad was watching as he tripped and smashed his arm. And not my fault.
I was a hero at the park the other day, says.
Oh, could you come to our park?
So there's this climbing frame. There's a kid who was far too young to be so high. And this climbing frame, it's like a ropes. It's like a big spider web type thing. There's this kid who's climbed to the top. So he's probably up about 3 or 4 metres. The dad's panicking. And I'm standing next to the dad thinking, why haven't you gone up to get the kid? Because the kid's now nervous. The kid's screaming for dad. And dad's standing there saying, just take your time and get back down. And I said, oh, are you going up? And he then turned and said, no, I've had 3 open heart surgeries this year. I can't stress or extend my heart at all.
You're just going to let the kid hang?
So I had to climb up. So here I am, overweight, Spider-Man, heading up the web to drag some other kid down, and I get to the top and the kid's going, I don't want to go with him. And the dad
Leave him up
has
there.
to sell me in. He's okay. He's here to help.
He does radio in Sydney.
Oh, my
Get with him.
God. I nearly needed a heart operation. All right, what did you catch the babysitter doing? How dodgy does it get? Lauren's in the Shire. What's your story, Loz?
Good morning. I was having a laugh listening to you guys before. We had a babysitter a few years ago now, but I suddenly got a bit suspicious that she was using my designer handbags through the day to take the kids to the park.
Oh, my
fun.
God. Yep.
Got a bit sus when I found sand and wrappers at the bottom of the bags when I got them out to use them on the weekend.
I mean,
So-
what a giveaway.
What, she would just, trying to impress, suggesting that they were her kids and she was a very wealthy woman?
Quite possibly.
Did you call her out on it, Lauren?
Beg your pardon?
Did you call her out on it?
I did kind of delicately, and she was very sweet. She sort of thought nothing of it at the time, but then it sort of got to the point where when she was eating our salmon that we'd put in the fridge for lunch,
Oh, God.
making herself a little salmon and capers for lunchtime, that sort of was the end of it.
Oh, she'd moved in. She'd completely moved in. She was trying to steal your life, Lauren. How weird is that?
Absolutely.
Great story. Love it.
You're listening to the Fitzy and Whipper podcast.